Opening the door to understanding. What is empathy? Written by Brené Brown, Daring Greatly. Empathy. It's a word we hear often, but what does it truly mean? Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes, to see the world through their eyes, to feel their emotions as if they were our own. Empathy is not about fixing someone's problems or always agreeing with them. It's about offering a safe space for their experiences. It's about acknowledging their pain, their joy, their full humanity. In a world that often feels divided, empathy is a bridge. It connects us to one another on a deeper level, and in that connection, we find something truly profound: understanding, compassion, and love. The bridge between you and me, connecting through empathy. Empathy is the foundation of strong, healthy relationships. It allows us to communicate effectively, to resolve conflicts peacefully, to build trust and intimacy. When we feel seen and heard by another person, it creates a sense of safety. We feel comfortable sharing our authentic selves, knowing that we won't be judged or dismissed. This vulnerability is essential for emotional well-being. Without empathy, relationships can become strained. Misunderstandings arise. Resentment builds. Empathy, however, allows us to navigate the complexities of human connection with grace and understanding. It's the key to building bridges instead of walls. A light in the darkness. Empathy's impact on mental well-being. Empathy doesn't just benefit our relationships, it has a profound impact on our mental health. When we experience empathy from others, it can be incredibly healing. It validates our feelings and reminds us that we're not alone. Studies have shown that empathy can reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. It can boost self-esteem and increase feelings of happiness and well-being. Why? Because empathy fosters a sense of belonging, a fundamental human need. Just as receiving empathy is beneficial, so too is practicing empathy towards others. When we focus on understanding and connecting with others, it shifts our attention away from our own problems. It helps us to develop a more compassionate and forgiving perspective, both towards ourselves and the world around us. When we see each other, real-life stories of empathy in action. Imagine a young boy struggling with anxiety at school. He feels overwhelmed, alone. Then, a classmate notices his distress. She sits beside him, listens quietly as he shares his fears, and offers words of encouragement. That simple act of empathy, of seeing and acknowledging his pain, makes all the difference. He no longer feels so alone. Consider a woman battling depression. She feels lost, hopeless. Then, a friend reaches out. She doesn't try to fix the problem or offer unsolicited advice. She simply listens with an open heart, offering a space for her friend to just be. In that space of empathy, the woman finds a glimmer of hope, a sense that she is loved and supported. These stories, though simple, illustrate the profound impact of empathy. It's not about grand gestures, but about the everyday moments of connection that have the power to transform lives. Stepping into someone else's shoes, the power of perspective taking. Developing empathy requires a willingness to step outside of our own experiences and try to see the world through another person's eyes. This means challenging our assumptions, questioning our biases, and acknowledging that our perspective is just one of many. It requires actively listening to understand, not just to respond. It means paying attention to body language, tone of voice, and the unspoken emotions behind someone's words. Perspective taking is about recognizing that everyone has a story, a unique set of experiences that has shaped who they are. It's about approaching others with curiosity and a genuine desire to understand their world, even if it's different from our own. A listening heart, cultivating empathy through active listening. Active listening is a cornerstone of empathy. It's about being fully present in a conversation, giving your undivided attention to the person speaking. It's about silencing the voice in your head that's formulating a response and truly focusing on what the other person is saying and not saying. Active listening involves reflecting back what you hear, asking clarifying questions, and validating the speaker's feelings. It's about creating a safe space for someone to feel heard, seen, and understood. When we listen actively, we move beyond simply hearing words. We begin to hear the emotions behind them. We connect with the speaker on a deeper level, fostering a sense of empathy and understanding. The gift of understanding, practicing empathy in daily life. Empathy is not a destination, it's a journey, a lifelong practice of cultivating connection and compassion. It's about making a conscious effort to see the world through the eyes of others, to offer kindness and understanding in our interactions. We can practice empathy in countless ways every day. Smile at a stranger, offer a helping hand to someone in need, listen attentively to a friend's problems, write a letter of appreciation to someone who has made a difference in your life. Each act of empathy, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect, spreading kindness and compassion outwards. Small acts, big impact. How empathy creates a ripple effect. Imagine a world where empathy is the norm, where people approach each other with kindness and understanding. It's a world where conflicts are resolved peacefully, where differences are celebrated, and where everyone feels a sense of belonging. While this vision may seem idealistic, it's important to remember that change starts with each of us. Every act of empathy, no matter how small, contributes to creating a more compassionate world. When we choose empathy, we choose connection over division, understanding over judgment, and love over fear. And in that choice, we have the power to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves. Overcoming barriers. Challenges to cultivating empathy. Cultivating empathy is not always easy. Our own biases, past experiences, and fears can create barriers to connecting with others. We may struggle to empathize with those whose beliefs differ from our own, or whose experiences we find difficult to comprehend. It's important to acknowledge these challenges and to approach them with self-compassion. We're all works in progress, and developing empathy is a lifelong journey. There will be times when we falter, when we struggle to find empathy within ourselves. In these moments, it's essential to offer ourselves grace, to remember that every day is a new opportunity to practice empathy and to grow. Nurturing ourselves, nurturing others. The link between self-compassion and empathy. It's difficult to offer empathy to others if we haven't first cultivated it towards ourselves. Self-compassion is the foundation of empathy. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that we would offer to a dear friend. When we're able to be kind to ourselves, to acknowledge our own struggles and imperfections without judgment, it becomes easier to extend that same grace to others. Self-compassion allows us to approach our own pain and the pain of others with greater understanding. It helps us to recognize that we're all in this together, that we all experience moments of joy and sorrow, and that we all deserve love and compassion. Conclusion. Empathy, a journey towards a more connected and compassionate world. Empathy is more than just a feeling. It's a verb, an action, a conscious choice we make every day. It's about bridging the divides that separate us and recognizing our shared humanity. In a world that often feels increasingly polarized, empathy is more important than ever. It's the key to fostering understanding, building stronger relationships, and creating a more compassionate and just world. As we journey through life, let us strive to cultivate empathy in ourselves and inspire it in others. For in the words of the Dalai Lama, love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive.